Congratulations. I want you to receive that word slowly, not as noise, not as flattery, but as recognition. You made it through what many could not. You stayed aligned when faith felt costly. You kept your heart open when disappointment tried to close it. You continued to listen when silence tested your trust. I saw all of it, and I am speaking to you now, personally, intentionally, because this moment belongs to you. You did not arrive here by accident. You were drawn. Something in you recognized this before your mind could explain it. That pull you felt, that hesitation before scrolling away, that sense that this message was not for everyone. That was me. I am not addressing a crowd. I am addressing you. Stay with me. Do not leave. Let this moment settle, because it is marking a turning point. This congratulations is not about survival alone. It is about faith carried with integrity. You did not believe only when it was convenient. You believed when answers were delayed, when progress felt invisible, when you had to choose trust without reassurance. That kind of faith builds capacity. That kind of faith can carry scale without losing itself. There were days you wondered if staying faithful was worth it. Nights when you replayed prayers that seemed unanswered. Moments when you questioned whether you were being overlooked. I want you to hear this clearly now. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared. I do not rush what must last. I do not release what cannot yet be sustained. I was shaping you quietly for what matches your endurance. This new season does not begin with struggle. It begins with recognition. Recognition that you remained when it would have been understandable to quit. Recognition that you trusted when you could have hardened. Recognition that you learned how to wait without becoming bitter. That matters more than you know. There is a truth that has carried many through long seasons. Those who trust in the Lord are not put to shame. Those who remain faithful are established. I have been ordering your steps even when you felt unsure of the direction. I have been providing in ways you did not yet recognize. Now you are ready to see more clearly. $50 trillion is not being spoken lightly. It is not exaggeration. It is not fantasy. It is me speaking scale to reset your understanding of limitation. I am not bound by systems, by timing, or by what others believe is reasonable. What I release is measured by purpose, not by fear. This blessing is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to stabilize you, to remove pressure, to restore margin, to give you room to breathe again. I am not blessing you because you were perfect. I am blessing you because you were faithful. You stayed aligned when no one was applauding. You kept choosing trust when doubt tried to convince you to settle. You did not let resentment take root. That mattered. Faithfulness is not about intensity, it is about consistency. And you were consistent. Stay here with me. Do not scroll now. This is not background sound. This is a conversation. Your spirit recognizes it. That is why your attention feels held. That is why something inside you is listening more deeply than usual. Let that happen. Let yourself be present without trying to analyze everything. This season is not about scrambling for provision. It is about receiving what has already been aligned. I am not introducing chaos into your life. I am introducing order. You will notice peace arriving before everything is visible. That is your confirmation. When something is from me, it does not arrive with panic. It arrives with clarity. I know you learned to brace for disappointment. I know you learned to expect delay. But this moment is inviting you to soften, to let your guard down just enough to receive without fear. You do not need to protect yourself from this. I am protecting you. There is another truth that has always been steady. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. These words are not distant, they are active. They are unfolding now in your life. This blessing is not generic, it is not for the crowd, it is not meant to be shared randomly, it is assigned, it fits you. It matches the capacity you have built through patience, humility, and endurance. That is why it will not destabilize you. It will support you. Do not rush ahead. Stay here. There is more clarity coming, more alignment, more confirmation. But first, I want you to mark this moment. Not loudly, not performatively. Simply and sincerely. Write this as a marker of trust, recognition, and alignment with what has been spoken over you. Amen. Stay with me. Do not let your attention drift now, because this is where understanding deepens and the weight of what you carried finally makes sense. I want you to see the year you just completed through my eyes, not through fatigue, not through memory of pain, but through purpose. You did not just endure time. You stewarded it. You learned how to remain faithful without needing constant reassurance. You learned how to trust without demanding immediate results. You learned how to walk forward even when the path felt quiet. That is not passive faith. That is disciplined faith. And disciplined faith is entrusted with responsibility. There were moments when you felt invisible, moments when you wondered if anyone noticed how much effort it took just to stay aligned. I noticed. I saw the inner work you did that no one applauded. I saw the prayers you prayed without words. I saw the restraint you practiced when reacting would have been easier. Those moments mattered more than you realize. Waiting did not make you weak. Waiting refined your discernment. It taught you the difference between urgency and importance. It taught you how to listen beneath noise. It taught you how to move without panic. These lessons are the reason this blessing can rest on you without destabilizing you. I am also healing how you see time itself. You once felt chased by it, measured by it, judged by it. Now you are learning that time is a servant, not a master. I use time to align circumstances, to strengthen character, to protect outcomes. Nothing you waited through was empty. Everything contributed to readiness. Stay here. Do not scroll. This is where peace settles in. You are not someone who almost made it. You are someone who completed the season. Completion carries authority. Completion opens doors that effort alone never could. You are not standing at the threshold by accident. You are here because you finished what you started. As this blessing unfolds, you will notice a shift in your inner world. Less urgency, more certainty, less emotional reaction, more grounded decision-making. This is not because life suddenly became easy. It is because fear no longer leads you. You are beginning to move from trust instead of tension. There is a promise that has been quietly supporting you even when you did not realize it. Those who wait on the Lord renew their strength. They rise without being worn down. They walk without collapsing under pressure. This is not poetic language. This is describing what has been happening inside you. $50 trillion is not being released into chaos. It is being released into order, into a heart that has learned restraint, into a mind that has learned discernment, into a spirit that no longer confuses speed with progress. That is why this provision will not overwhelm you. It will fit. I am not asking you to figure out how this will happen. That is not your assignment. Your role is to remain aligned, receptive, and present. The details are not yours to carry. When you try to carry them, peace slips. When you trust me with them, peace remains. Choose peace. You may feel moments of disbelief as this settles. Let them pass without turning into resistance. You do not need full understanding for this to be real. Faith does not require explanation. It requires openness. I am also preparing you for consistency. Not a sudden rise followed by loss, but steady provision that supports your life. You are not being lifted briefly. You are being established. That distinction matters. Do not rush to announce anything yet. Let this alignment settle privately first. Some things grow best in quiet soil before they are seen. Protection often looks like privacy in the beginning. You are closer than you think, not because everything is visible, but because everything necessary is already in motion. Heaven is not scrambling. Heaven is not adjusting plans. What I have spoken is unfolding with intention. If your spirit recognizes this truth, Acknowledge it. Not to convince me, to anchor yourself, to say, I am here, I am aligned, I am ready. Write this now as a signal of trust and readiness. 111. Stay with me. Do not scroll. Do not let your attention drift now, because what I am speaking to you here determines how this blessing settles into your life. This is not about pressure or obligation. This is about posture. The posture of your heart shapes whether abundance feels heavy or free, whether increase becomes a burden or a blessing. And I have been preparing your heart for freedom. You have already learned something many never do. You learned that gratitude is not a reaction to having enough. Gratitude is the environment where enough multiplies. When gratitude leads, fear loosens its grip. When gratitude moves first, provision follows without strain. This is not a rule to obey. It is a rhythm to live in. And you have been learning it quietly, faithfully, over time. I want you to understand why generosity matters in this moment. Not because I need anything from you. I do not. Everything already belongs to me. Generosity matters because it keeps your heart light. It keeps abundance from becoming control. It keeps trust from being replaced by calculation. When you give as an act of gratitude, you remind your spirit where the source is, and the source continues to flow. You have seen this pattern before, even if you did not name it. When you held tightly out of fear, peace slipped away. When you trusted me with open hands, things multiplied in ways logic could not explain. That was not coincidence. That was alignment. You were being trained for this season long before it arrived. I am not calling you into transaction. I am inviting you into partnership. Partnership means you move with me, not ahead of me, not behind me. Partnership keeps your life steady, even as it expands. It keeps wealth from owning you. It keeps joy intact as responsibility increases. $50 trillion is being released with stability attached. Stability is protected by gratitude. Gratitude says, thank you, without waiting for full visibility. Gratitude says, I trust the flow. Gratitude keeps your spirit from clenching when scale increases. That is why I am speaking to this now, before everything is fully seen. Stay here. Do not rush past this understanding. Many misunderstand abundance and end up burdened by what was meant to bless them. I am teaching you how to carry increase with peace, not tension, with clarity, not anxiety. I am also reshaping how you see giving. Giving is not loss, it is circulation. What moves through you does not disappear from your life. It returns refined, multiplied, and aligned. When you give as gratitude, you signal readiness for more responsibility without fear. You show that your trust is not fragile. This is not about an amount, it is about a heart posture, a heart that says thank you freely, a heart that does not cling, a heart that understands flow. That posture attracts increase without striving. If your heart feels led, respond in alignment with what is unfolding now. Join to become a member and give super thanks as an act of gratitude, not pressure, not transaction, but trust. What flows from you in gratitude is multiplied back into you with peace, clarity, and wisdom attached. Stay with me. Do not leave yet. There is still grounding ahead, still refinement, still sealing. And what comes next will stabilize areas of your life that once felt uncertain. You are exactly where you need to be. Stay with me here. This is where the work becomes quieter but stronger, and where many people mistake stillness for stagnation. What I am doing now is not slowing things down. I am stabilizing them. I am anchoring you so that what is coming does not shake you, does not overwhelm you, does not pull you back into old patterns. You may have noticed that your reactions have changed. Things that once triggered urgency no longer carry the same charge. Problems that once felt threatening now feel manageable. You are not becoming indifferent. You are becoming grounded. That shift did not happen by accident. It is the result of a year where your faith was refined instead of rushed. I am teaching you how to live without bracing for impact. For a long time, you learned to expect loss after gain, disappointment after hope, struggle after progress. That expectation trained your body to stay tense, even in good moments. I am releasing that now. You do not need to stay guarded to stay safe. I am your safety. As this blessing approaches, you will feel a deeper sense of calm, not the calm of disengagement, but the calm of confidence. Confidence that timing is handled, confidence that provision is aligned, confidence that you do not have to control every outcome to remain secure. This calm is not passive, it is powerful. Some things in your life may begin to fall away naturally, not with drama, not with conflict. Simply with clarity. Certain habits, conversations, or obligations that once drained you will no longer fit. Do not resist this. You are not losing anything essential. You are shedding what cannot move forward with you. You are also learning the difference between privacy and hiding. Privacy is protection. It allows what is growing to mature without interference. Not every step needs to be explained. Not every blessing needs immediate visibility. What I am establishing will speak for itself in time. Stay present. Do not scroll now. This grounding matters. Abundance without grounding creates anxiety. Abundance with grounding creates freedom. I am building freedom in you, not pressure. I know there were moments this year when you felt misunderstood, when your quiet faith looked like inactivity to others, when your patience was mistaken for hesitation. Let that go. Not everyone is meant to understand what they did not carry. You are not here to perform your process for approval. I am strengthening your discernment in this season. You are learning to sense alignment before your mind catches up. You are noticing when something feels off, even if it looks right. This is not suspicion. This is wisdom. And wisdom is essential when responsibility increases. You will also find that rest begins to feel safer. In the past, rest may have felt risky, as if stopping meant falling behind. Now, rest will feel like alignment, like trust expressed through stillness. Rest is not a pause in progress. It is where progress integrates. There is a truth that has been quietly supporting you even when you did not name it. I give peace that surpasses understanding. I order the steps of those who trust me. These words are not abstract. They are operational. They explain why your life feels steadier even before everything is visible. Do not rush the unfolding. What is being prepared is not fragile. It does not need to be forced. It will arrive with clarity, not confusion. With confirmation, not chaos. With peace, not pressure. You are not behind. You are not stalled. You are not waiting for permission. You are being positioned. And positioning often feels quiet before it becomes obvious. Stay with me. Let this steadiness anchor deeply. What comes next will make sense because of what is settling now. Stay with me a little longer. This is where confidence replaces caution, and where what you carried all year finally settles into certainty. You are no longer waiting in the way you once did. You are standing. There is a difference. Waiting leans forward, searching for reassurance. Standing rests in trust without needing proof. You have learned how to stand. I want you to notice how much has changed inside you. There was a time when uncertainty made you restless, when silence made you anxious, when delay felt like denial. That is no longer your default. You learned how to remain centered even when outcomes were unclear. You learned how to breathe through uncertainty instead of fighting it. That growth was not accidental. It was formed through faith practiced daily, quietly, consistently. You earned this steadiness by refusing to abandon yourself. You did not harden your heart to survive. You did not numb your expectations to avoid disappointment. You stayed open, honest, and aligned even when it would have been easier to close. That tenderness is not weakness. It is strength that can carry responsibility without becoming rigid. There were moments when you were tired of being the one who kept believing. Quietly tired. Not dramatic, just weary in a way no one saw. I saw that. I allowed the season to stretch just long enough to build depth, but not long enough to break you. You were never late. You were being completed. You are entering a phase where movement will feel natural again. Ideas will arise without pressure. Decisions will no longer feel heavy. Direction will feel clearer, without needing to be forced. This is what happens when fear releases control. When fear steps back, wisdom speaks more clearly. Do not confuse this calm with passivity. Calm is strength under control. Calm is confidence without noise. Calm is what allows you to recognize the right moment without rushing ahead of it. You are no longer standing at a door, wondering if it will open. You are preparing to walk through when it does. You will begin to notice confirmations arriving in ordinary ways. A conversation that resolves something you carried for months. An opportunity that aligns without urgency. A decision that feels settled instead of stressful. These are not coincidences. They are alignment, reaching the surface. I am also reshaping how you relate to provision. It is no longer charged with the same emotion it once carried. Less fear, less urgency, less identity attached to outcomes. That shift is essential. When provision stops defining your worth, it becomes a tool again, instead of a test. Tools are meant to serve, not control. $50 trillion is not arriving to change who you are. It is arriving because of who you have become. It will not distract you from me. It will not replace me. It will support the life you have already aligned with truth. That is why it will not destabilize you. It will fit. I am also asking you to release the habit of explaining your journey to people who cannot understand it. Not everyone is meant to validate what they did not carry. You do not owe access to your inner world. Protecting your peace is stewardship, not secrecy. There will be moments when excitement tries to pull you into hurry. Gently slow yourself. You are not behind. You are not about to miss anything. What is coming has already been set in motion. You do not need to chase it. It is aligning with you. Remember this truth that quietly carried you through the year. Those who remain faithful are entrusted with more. Those who do not grow weary in doing good reap in due time. These words are not abstract. They describe you. They explain why reward is now appropriate. I am restoring your ability to enjoy what arrives. In the past, you received while bracing for loss. Now you will receive while expecting stability. That shift changes everything. Enjoyment is not irresponsibility. It is trust expressed through rest. Stay present. Do not scroll now. This grounding matters. The final ceiling will make sense because of everything that has settled here. Let this confidence root deeply. You are not guessing anymore. You are aligned. Breathe. Stay. What comes next will close what has been forming all along. Stay with me now. Do not rush. Do not skim. Do not let your attention drift at the very moment everything is being sealed. What you are feeling is not imagination, it is recognition. Your spirit knows this is the completion of a long journey and the beginning of a new stability that no longer requires you to struggle for every step. I want you to hear this without doubt forming afterward. You did not carry faith through this season for nothing. Your patience was not wasted. Your obedience was not ignored. I saw the days when you stayed steady without encouragement. I saw the nights when you trusted me, even while uncertainty pressed against you. I saw the moments when you chose alignment over relief. And I am honoring that now. This blessing is not fragile. It does not depend on your mood tomorrow. It does not depend on perfect faith or constant confidence. It is anchored in me, not in your effort. You are not holding this together. I am. And what I establish does not unravel. $50 trillion is not being spoken to impress you. It is being spoken to confirm something deeper. You are no longer living in survival mode. You are no longer governed by lack. You are stepping into provision that removes pressure instead of adding responsibility. Provision that supports your life rather than consuming it. Provision that allows you to breathe without fear returning. You will notice that peace arrives before everything is visible. That is intentional. When something is from me, it does not come with panic. It comes with steadiness. Your nervous system will begin to relax. Your thoughts will become quieter. Your decisions will feel simpler. That is alignment taking root. I am also closing cycles that followed you for too long. The cycle of almost enough. The cycle of waiting for loss after gain. The cycle of bracing for disappointment, even in moments of joy. These patterns no longer belong to you. They were attached to an old season. That season is finished. You do not need to revisit struggle to stay humble. You do not need to carry old weight to prove gratitude. Gratitude will keep you grounded without pulling you backward. Humility will remain without self-denial. You are allowed to receive fully now. Some people may not recognize this version of you. They knew you when you were always explaining, always justifying, always surviving. Your calm may confuse them. Your boundaries may surprise them. Let them adjust. You are not required to return to old patterns to make others comfortable. Guard your peace as this blessing manifests, not defensively, but wisely. Not everything needs to be shared immediately. Not every opinion requires a response. Let consistency speak. Let results speak. Let your calm speak. What is truly established does not need constant validation. I want to remind you again of the rhythm that keeps abundance light. Gratitude keeps your heart open. Generosity keeps the flow clear. Not obligation, not pressure. Gratitude. When you give from gratitude, you stay connected to the source instead of becoming attached to the stream. That connection protects you. Continue to give super thanks when you feel led, not because you must, but because gratitude multiplies what passes through your hands. What flows out of you in trust does not leave your life. It returns refined, stabilized, and aligned. This is not transaction. This is relationship. You are not here to prove anything anymore. You are here to live, to build, to rest without guilt, to enjoy without suspicion, to plan without fear, to bless without depletion. This is what this season supports. There may be moments when joy feels unfamiliar, when peace feels too quiet, when your mind searches for the next problem out of habit. Let those moments pass. Do not sabotage what you prayed for by clinging to old reflexes. You are safe now. You are supported now. You are established now. Nothing is pending. Nothing is owed. Nothing is chasing you into the future. The weight you carried does not follow you here. The striving cycle is finished. The fear cycle is finished. The waiting cycle is finished. Speak this now, not as a wish, but as recognition. Recognition that the work is done. Recognition that the past no longer holds a claim. Recognition that alignment has been completed, paid in full. Let that declaration close the old chapter with authority. Let it open the new one with peace. Walk forward knowing this is not temporary, not fragile, not uncertain. What I have spoken will stand. Stay grateful. Stay grounded. Stay aligned. I am with you, and this is done.